Kucha 278, The Dark Knight Returns, and Oni versus Rikki. So this is the last week of January where I've tried to kind of put distance between me and being a gamer and me and being an artist by just intentionally trying to cut down on the gaming without worrying about increasing the art, which is two separate problems. And renegotiating the way I think about what I do and why I do them. So it's like I need to do a lot more reference work. I need more anatomy knowledge. I was like, let's just get some people pulling faces to make peace and comprehend the fact that the face is a very malleable visual element. So yeah, I found a bunch of people pulling faces, and it's like, well, let's think about the way the muscles work. Anime characters always have tiny noses and mouths, and it's kind of, it lulls you into this false interpretation that people can't be more dynamic than they are. So after doing some direct reference stuff, I thought, let's see if I've kept any of it. I don't know that I can say that I have. Whenever I do a under chin image where the head is looking up and you see under the chin, it's one of the most difficult angles to draw, and it always shows me how much more I have to learn than I know. Of course, I've got a pattern of this January, so it's typically seems to be do some anatomy, do the bisons. Saturday is Smiley Day, and then bits and bobs in between. Typically read a comic. So yes, on Tuesday I drew a picture of M. Bison, and as always, I stopped drawing it when I decided I was done drawing my picture of M. Bison, so I didn't bother with a background or anything. I feel like the way he's on the ground ain't so bad, and the pose ain't so bad, so for an easy in and out, I can't complain. And I just think doing more stuff like this helps build that confidence to let me do bigger and braver things going on, because again, I'm disinclined to hard work. So continuing my looking at Frank Miller when he was good in the 80s theme of the last 2 weeks, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, the book that made Batman cool, released in 1986-ish. Batman has retired 10 years or 15 years into the future. He comes out of retirement because shit got fucked up. This book is really a Frank Miller having a opinion that is his about the way society is going and what the value is of having a hero in that society. Batman is very aggressive. He's primal. Bruce Wayne is basically spent 10 years trying to stop Batman from coming out and getting in violent fights with people. And the Joker's been catatonic since Batman retired, and then he comes out. It's only 4 issues, this comic, and so much happens. It's like, it still leaves my head spinning. So Batman and the Joker have a final showdown. Two-Face comes out of retirement, which sets the whole thing off. There's also a nuclear war going on in the background. Again, this is only 4 issues. It's basically ultimate catastrophe is averted by Superman, who's kind of had to hide in the shadows because Batman, it's only really hinted at, but like superheroes stopped being a thing because they pissed off too many national governments. Superman and Batman have a legendary showdown in Crime Alley towards the end of this, which is where the meme that Batman beats Superman whenever they fight comes from. This is iconic. It's problematic like everything after 2012, but if you like Batman, you'll love this. I said that before and I'll say it next time. And when I compare and contrast it to something that I've been seeing on YouTube recently made, some kind of DC Vampires event, which isn't very well drawn and it's terribly written, and it's also very obvious that they're killing off characters at the start just because it would change the nature of the plot. DC Comics' best days are behind them, at least for the time being. I also kind of started drawing two Tenchu characters fighting. It's a video game from the PlayStation era. Onikage versus Rikki. I've basically co-opted Onikage as a character into the manga I want to do because he's cool, and you know what? No one's going to sue me because who the fuck cares? I changed the pose several times. I tried to tighten the artwork. This was really just about me sitting down and trying to commit to something. I did most of it in one sitting, which is unusual for me. But this month really is about trying to do more than I typically do, so I can do more, even more the next time. So I kind of tidied that up a bit, and then I was like, let's just drop some color in. Not sure I prefer the new pose over the original. Added some action lines and kind of blurred in something that looks like it might be Japanese feudal castle rooftops. For the amount of stress this put me through, I'm very happy with how it came out. I didn't find it to be stressful at all. Little dark, but then it's a nighttime scene. What are you going to do? Also, Smiley Saturday, I was screwing around with graphic elements like doing the speech bubbles and stuff. I forget how much work goes into preparing comics that isn't fun or cool. I'm so glad I at least have a font that I don't have to hand letter, but whatever. Also, I was just looking through Clip Studio Paint's options for shouting speech bubbles, and I found something that's almost good enough, but not really. There is a way in Adobe Illustrator to make really good speech bubbles, and probably in InDesign, which I think is what professionals use. But really, as always, I'm just trying to dip my toe in things, slowly kind of build towards something, and trick myself into being productive. That's kind of the goal of this year. Next month, February, I think I want to try and get back to my book, but I don't want to scupper this different mindset I've been kind of honing when it comes to cutting down on the gaming and trying to be more aggressive in my time management. The more I make sudden shifts in direction, the more things seem to fall apart. That's what, basically all of last year told me, especially Inktober. So I'm hopeful that I can keep things going, but not so naive to think that it's going to be easy. So let's see what happens next week. That's the end of Pecha Kucha 278, and I will see you next time.